Hello, good morning, afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my channel. Most people live their entire lives believing they are in control, when in truth, they're being quietly guided by a force they don't fully understand. The subconscious mind. It runs your habits, emotions, self-image, and even your destiny, all without your awareness. But here's the secret most never discover. When you unlock the power of your subconscious, you don't just improve your life, you completely transform it. This isn't about magic or wishful thinking. It's about learning to rewire the internal operating system that shapes every result you experience. Once you understand it, you can change anything from your mindset to your reality. Understanding the hidden power within your subconscious mind is not some mystical force. It's the silent, powerful system that drives almost every decision, reaction, and result in your life. While your conscious mind is logical, calculating, and analytical, it only controls about 5% of your mental activity. The other 95%, your habits, emotions, automatic responses, and deeply held beliefs, lives in your subconscious. Imagine a massive iceberg. The visible tip is your conscious mind, the part that plans, decides, and reasons. But beneath the surface lies a mountain of power. The subconscious, it operates 24/7, even while you sleep, running every program you've ever installed, through thoughts, repetition, and emotional experiences. If you've ever found yourself stuck in patterns, procrastinating, self-sabotaging, or making the same mistakes despite knowing better, it's not because you're lazy or broken. It's because your subconscious is following an old script, and it's doing its job, keeping you safe and consistent, even if that consistency means failure or pain. The subconscious doesn't judge. It doesn't ask, is this belief true or helpful? It simply says, this is familiar, let's repeat it. But here's the key. What was programmed can be reprogrammed. You can train your subconscious to work for you instead of against you. It starts by understanding that every thought you entertain, every emotion you dwell on, and every experience you repeat is shaping your mental blueprint. That blueprint becomes your life. Your subconscious is always listening. It believes what you consistently tell it. If you constantly think, I'll never succeed, your subconscious won't argue. It will go to work making that belief a reality. But if you feed it new thoughts like, I am capable, I am evolving, and I am enough, and reinforce those thoughts with action and feeling, everything changes. Learning to work with your subconscious is not just personal development, it's self-liberation. Because when you take control of the unseen forces within, you stop being a slave to circumstance. You become the author of your life. In this chapter, understand this: your subconscious mind is not the enemy. It's the most loyal assistant you have. And once you start directing it instead of letting it run wild, your entire reality begins to shift. You become what you consistently think. Every thought you repeat becomes a brick in the foundation of your identity. Thoughts are not harmless. They are instructions, and the subconscious mind takes them literally. It doesn't know the difference between truth and lie, joke and seriousness. If you think something often enough, with emotion, your subconscious accepts it as fact and begins to shape your life around it. Think about how often you say things like, I'm so bad with names, I always mess things up, or I'm not lucky. These may seem like harmless comments, but they're powerful affirmations. Your subconscious says, okay, that's who we are, and makes sure your behavior matches that identity. On the flip side, people who say, I'm confident, I can handle this, or I learn fast, are literally training their subconscious to find evidence for those beliefs. And once your subconscious believes something, it recruits your brain, your body, your energy, even your perception to support that belief. That's why two people can be in the same situation and have completely different outcomes. Their inner programming determines what they see and how they react. This is why guarding your thoughts is not just positive thinking, it's mental hygiene, it's survival. Because your subconscious cannot reject repeated emotionally charged ideas. The more often you think something and the more emotion you attach to it, the faster it becomes your reality. Want to change your life? Start by changing your internal dialogue. Begin observing your thoughts like a third party. What stories do you tell yourself? What phrases do you repeat out of habit? When you catch a limiting belief like, I'm not good enough, don't just ignore it. Replace it, challenge it, speak out loud, I am enough. This isn't wishful thinking, it's rewiring. The brain is neuroplasticity, which means it reshapes itself based on what you feed it. You have the power to install new beliefs, but repetition is key. It takes consistent focus to rewrite the subconscious script. So make it a practice. Every day, speak what you want into existence confidently, repeatedly, and emotionally. Remember, you become what you consistently think, not overnight, not magically, but gradually and undeniably. If you want to live a powerful life, you must think powerful thoughts. Think like the person you want to become, and soon enough, that's exactly who you'll be. Reprogramming starts with intent to new. Don't change your subconscious by accident. You do it with focused intention. The subconscious doesn't respond to random vague ideas. It reacts to repetition, clarity, and emotion. This is why people often stay stuck even after reading books or attending motivational seminars. Inspiration might spark a desire for change, but only intentional programming can sustain it. The first step to reprogramming your subconscious is deciding what you actually want. Most people only know what they don't want. I don't want to be broke. I don't want to feel anxious. Or I don't want to fail. But the subconscious doesn't process negatives the way you think. If you focus on lack or fear, it absorbs that as the main idea. Instead of saying, I don't want to be broke, say, I am financially secure. Instead of I don't want to be anxious, say, I am calm and in control. Clarity matters. Be specific about the identity you're creating. What does your ideal life look like? What does the best version of you think, do, believe, and feel? Get detailed. Write it down, speak it out loud. Visualize it daily, because what you consistently imagine with feeling, your subconscious begins to accept as truth. Emotion is the glue that binds thoughts to the subconscious. That's why traumatic experiences stick and why passion and excitement can override fear. When you attach strong positive emotion to a new belief, you accelerate its acceptance. Feel it before you see it. Act like it's already true. Your brain starts working in alignment with that imagined reality. Tools like affirmations, visualization, scripting, and even hypnosis aren't just trends. They're powerful reprogramming methods when done with intention. But they require consistency. Repetition creates familiarity, and the subconscious loves familiarity. The more often you affirm something, the more real it becomes in your inner world, and soon after, your outer world adjusts. But don't confuse intention with wishful thinking. Saying I'm a millionaire without a plan, habit, or action won't change much. Intention is only powerful when followed by alignment, when your thoughts, habits, and behavior all point toward the same direction. You must be congruent with your vision. Also, be patient. Just like you didn't develop your current beliefs overnight, you won't undo them in a day. This is a process of rewiring, and that takes time, consistency, and grace. You might fall back into old patterns, but every time you choose to return to your new intention, you strengthen it. Asterisk, you reprogram your subconscious the way you program a new path in a GPS. You must enter a clear destination. You must repeat the route until it becomes natural, and you must keep moving toward it even if you hit detours. Intention is your compass, repetition is your road, and emotion is the fuel. So ask yourself, what do I want to believe about myself, about the world, about my worth? Then start installing those beliefs, not just in your mind, but in your heart, your habits, and your daily decisions. That's where transformation begins. Childhood beliefs still run your life. Much of who you are today, your fears, your confidence, your sense of worth, was programmed before you even knew how to tie your shoes. The subconscious mind is most impressionable during childhood, particularly from birth to around age 7. During this phase, your brain is in a highly receptive state, absorbing everything around you without judgment. You weren't evaluating if something was right or true. You were simply absorbing from parents, teachers, media, friends, and experiences. If a child grows up being told they're not good enough, or if they're ignored, shamed, or constantly criticized, their subconscious interprets this as truth. I must not be worthy. That belief gets stored and becomes the lens through which they view their entire life. Even as adults, these old childhood beliefs, now hidden deep within the subconscious, influence their reactions, relationships, and self. You may not remember every moment of your early life, but your subconscious does. It holds on to emotional memories, patterns, and protective behaviors developed in response to your environment. For example, if love was conditional growing up, you might now overextend yourself in relationships just to feel accepted. If you were shamed for making mistakes, you might avoid risks or overthink everything as an adult. But here's the empowering truth. These childhood beliefs are not permanent. They can be unlearned and replaced. You are not doomed to repeat your past. Awareness is the first step. Start by noticing the patterns in your life. Where do you self-sabotage? What triggers you deeply? What stories do you tell yourself about what's possible for you? Ask yourself, whose voice is this? Is this belief really mine, or did I inherit it from someone who was hurting or limited themselves? The beliefs you formed as a child were often about surviving, not thriving. But you're not a child anymore. You're safe now. You can choose new beliefs that serve your highest self. One powerful way to begin healing is inner child work, reconnecting with the younger version of yourself and offering them the love, reassurance, and safety they needed. You can do this through journaling, meditation, visualization, or simply speaking kind words to yourself in the mirror. Affirm things like, you are safe now, you are worthy, you didn't deserve the pain you went through, but you do deserve to heal. You can't change your childhood, but you can change its impact. When you revisit those old stories with compassion and curiosity, you begin to rewrite them, and your subconscious responds. The goal is not to erase the past, but to stop living in reaction to it. When you release outdated beliefs from your subconscious, you stop being a prisoner of history and start becoming a conscious creator of your future. That is the power of healing your inner programming. You are not broken. You are programmed, and what was programmed, especially in childhood, can absolutely be reprogrammed. The body follows the mind. Your thoughts don't just live in your head, they echo through your entire body. The connection between mind and body is not abstract or symbolic. It's deeply physical. Every thought you think sends signals through your nervous system. These signals release chemicals and hormones, which affect your heartbeat, digestion, immune response, muscle tension, and even your posture. When your subconscious is filled with fear, doubt, or stress, your body responds in kind. It stays on high alert. You might feel tension in your shoulders, a tight chest, or an uneasy stomach. Over time, these patterns become chronic. People who carry unprocessed emotional trauma often develop physical symptoms: fatigue, insomnia, migraines, or chronic pain. It's not all in your head, it's stored in your body. The opposite is also true. When your subconscious is filled with peace, confidence, and safety, your body softens, your heart rate stabilizes, your breathing deepens, and your energy becomes steady and strong. This is why practices like meditation, breath work, and visualization are so effective. They help reprogram your subconscious by soothing the body, which sends feedback that we are safe. Your posture and body language also feeds your subconscious. If you constantly slump, look down, and move cautiously, your subconscious reads this as weakness or danger. But if you stand tall, breathe fully, and move with certainty, your subconscious aligns with that energy. This is how power posing or simply adjusting your body can actually rewire your mental state. Movement is medicine for the mind. Exercise, dancing, yoga, or walking, any form of movement that brings awareness to the body helps release trapped emotional energy. When you move your body with intention, you move stuck patterns out of your subconscious. And let's not ignore nutrition and sleep. What you eat and how well you rest dramatically impacts your subconscious receptivity. A well-fed, well-rested brain is more open to new ideas, affirmations, and growth. Deprivation, on the other hand, puts your mind in survival mode, making it cling even tighter to old, limiting beliefs. Start paying attention to your body. Notice what it's saying. That tightness in your jaw, that fatigue in your chest, those symptoms are messages from the subconscious. Your body is the voice of your mind. Learn to listen. Healing the mind isn't only about thoughts, it's about integration. When you align your thoughts with your physical actions and emotions, true transformation happens. The body and subconscious are allies. Treat your body well, and your mind will follow. Train your mind with love, and your body will reflect it. You are not just a brain with a body. You are a whole system. And when that system is aligned, when your body supports your thoughts and your thoughts honor your body, you step into your full power. Your subconscious mind is not a mystery to fear. It's a system to master. Every belief you hold, every habit you repeat, every feeling you suppress or express, they all come from that deeper layer of your mind. But the moment you choose to become aware, to question your patterns, reprogram your thoughts, and align your body with your intentions, you reclaim your power. You stop living on autopilot. You start creating with purpose. This is not a one-time event, but a lifelong practice. One thought, one belief, one habit at a time, you build a new version of yourself. The subconscious is always listening. The only question is, what are you feeding it? Because what you feed your mind today becomes your reality tomorrow. And now, you hold the tools to shape it.